Welcome to Learn English with Roast, where we focus on real conversations, fun learning, and daily English.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Rayan. Today, we're talking about something every English learner struggles with at least once.
Ordering food in a restaurant without feeling nervous.
Exactly. Maybe you know English grammar, maybe you understand movies, maybe you can even write essays. But the moment a waiter comes and asks, "What can I get for you?" your brain suddenly stops working.
That happens to so many people. Some learners become shy because they're afraid of pronunciation mistakes, awkward silence, or not understanding the menu.
But here's the truth. Restaurants are actually one of the best places to practice real English conversation because the conversations are short, natural, and repeated every day.
So in this episode, we're going to teach you how to order food naturally, confidently, and politely like a fluent English speaker.
We'll cover everything: entering the restaurant, talking to the waiter, asking questions about food, making changes to your order, handling mistakes, paying the bill, and even small talk.
And we'll also share natural expressions native speakers use in real restaurants because textbook English often sounds too robotic.
Exactly. Nobody wants to sound like a translation app while ordering pasta.
Before we start, let us ask you something.
Have you ever felt nervous while ordering food in English?
Or maybe you memorized a sentence perfectly, then forgot everything when the waiter actually arrived?
Tell us in the comments because you are definitely not alone.
All right, let's imagine something together. You walk into a beautiful restaurant. Soft music is playing. People are talking quietly. You sit down at a table and now it's time to order.
The first thing you should know is this: confidence matters more than perfect grammar.
Yes, native speakers make mistakes too. What matters is being clear, polite, and relaxed.
One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is trying to use extremely advanced vocabulary for simple situations.
Exactly. You don't need to say, I would like to consume a nutritional meal.
Please never say that.
Just say, I'd like to order pasta.
Simple English sounds more natural.
Another important thing is tone. In restaurants, native speakers usually sound friendly and polite instead of overly formal.
For example, instead of saying, "Give me coffee,"
You can say, can I get a coffee, please?
that small change makes you sound much more natural and respectful.
Also remember this, restaurant English has patterns. Once you learn the common phrases, most conversations become predictable.
That means after enough practice, ordering food becomes automatic.
And honestly, restaurant English can improve your confidence in daily conversation overall.
Because you learn listening skills, pronunciation, confidence, quick responses, and natural interaction all at once.
So today, don't just memorize sentences, try to understand the flow of real conversation.
Because fluency is not about memorization, it's about communication.
All right, let's step into the restaurant and begin. So imagine this. You walk into a restaurant and a waiter greets you at the entrance.
This is your first interaction, and many English learners panic immediately.
But the good news is that these conversations are usually very short and predictable.
The waiters might say, "Hi, how many people?"
Or table for two.
And you can simply answer, "Just one, please," or "Table for two, please."
Very simple. You do not need complicated grammar.
Sometimes the waiter may ask, "Do you have a reservation?"
Reservation means you booked a table earlier.
If yes, you can say, "Yes, it's under Jessica," or "Yes, I booked a table for 7 p.m."
And if not, just say, no, we don't.
Another thing native speakers often do is smile while speaking.
Yes, friendly energy makes communication smoother even if your English isn't perfect.
Once you sit down, the waiter usually gives you the menu and says, "I'll be right back."
That means they'll return in a few minutes.
Now here's something important. Don't rush yourself.
Many English learners feel pressure to order quickly because they don't want to look confused.
But even native speakers take time reading menus.
So if you need more time, say, can we get a few more minutes?
Or, "I'm still deciding."
Those phrases sound completely natural
Another useful thing is learning how to ask about menu items.
because sometimes you don't understand ingredients or cooking styles.
You can ask, "What do you recommend?"
Native speakers use this phrase all the time.
Or, "What's popular here?"
You can also ask, what comes with this?
That's very common because meals often include side dishes.
Another important skill is pronunciation confidence.
Even if you mispronounce a food name slightly, don't panic.
Restaurants serve people from different countries every day. Waiters are used to accents.
Confidence matters more than perfection.
Let's compare two examples.
Example 1, maybe I want pasta.
Example 2, can I get the chicken pasta, please?
The second sounds clearer and more confident.
And confidence automatically makes your English sound better.
Another tip, don't apologize too much for your English.
Some learners say, sorry, my English is bad.
But honestly, if you're communicating successfully, that's already impressive.
Instead of focusing on mistakes, focus on interaction.
Because language exists to connect people.
Also remember that body language helps communication.
Pointing politely at the menu is completely okay.
Native speakers do it too.
So if you forget a word, don't freeze.
Stay calm, smile, and continue communicating naturally.
Because the goal is not perfection.
The goal is ordering your food confidently and enjoying the experience.
And trust me, the more you practice restaurant English, the more comfortable daily English conversations become.
So let us ask you something.
When you go to restaurants, do you usually know what you want immediately?
Or do you spend 20 minutes reading the menu like it's an exam? All right, now it's finally time to order the food.
This is the moment many English learners fear the most.
But honestly, once you learn a few natural phrases, ordering becomes extremely easy.
The waiter may come to your table and ask, "Are you ready to order?"
Or, what can I get for you today?
A very natural response is, "I'd like the grilled chicken sandwich, please."
You can also say, can I get the pasta?
Native speakers often use "can I get" because it sounds casual and friendly.
Another useful expression is, I'll have.
For example, "I'll have the beef burger."
Very natural, very common.
Now let's talk about modifications because people change orders all the time.
Maybe you don't want onions. Maybe you want extra cheese. Maybe you want less spice.
Here's how native speakers usually say it. "Can I get this without onions?"
Or can I add extra cheese?
Another common phrase, "Can you make it less spicy?"
Restaurants hear requests like this every day, so don't feel nervous.
Now let's talk about drinks.
The waiter may ask, what would you like to drink?
You can answer, "I'll have a lemonade," or "just water for me."
Very simple and natural.
Some learners try to use extremely formal English and end up sounding unnatural.
For example, I would be delighted to consume sparkling water.
That sounds like you're ordering food in a royal palace.
Casual English sounds more fluent in restaurants.
Another important skill is asking questions politely.
Maybe you have allergies or dietary restrictions.
You can ask, "Does this contain nuts?"
Or is this vegetarian?
Very useful phrases.
You can also ask, what's your favorite dish here?
That creates natural conversation with the waiter.
And sometimes waiters appreciate friendly customers because restaurant work can be stressful.
Another thing, don't panic if you don't understand something.
You can say, sorry, could you repeat that?
Or, "Sorry, I didn't catch that."
These phrases sound much more natural than I cannot understand your pronunciation.
Please don't sound like a robot interview.
Also, native speakers sometimes speak quickly in restaurants because they're busy.
So listening practice is important too.
Pay attention to common restaurant vocabulary. Appetizer, main course, side dish, refill, medium rare, takeaway.
The more vocabulary you hear repeatedly, the more automatic your understanding becomes.
And remember this, fluency grows through repetition.
Every restaurant interaction becomes practice for real-life English.
So instead of fearing mistakes, use restaurants as training opportunities.
Because confidence is built through experience, not perfection.
All right, question for everyone listening.
What's your favorite food to order at restaurants?
And if you had to order it in English right now, could you describe it confidently? Now let's talk about one of the most important skills in restaurant English.
Handling problems politely.
Because sometimes restaurants make mistakes.
Maybe your order is wrong. Maybe the food is too cold. Maybe they forgot your drink.
Many English learners become nervous in these situations because they don't want to sound rude.
But native speakers usually solve these problems calmly and politely.
For example, imagine you ordered chicken pasta but received seafood pasta instead.
Instead of angrily saying, "This is wrong,"
You can politely say, sorry, I think this isn't what I ordered.
that sounds much more respectful.
Another useful phrase is, I actually ordered the chicken pasta.
The word "actually" helps soften the correction.
Now imagine your food is too spicy.
You can say, "This is a little too spicy for me."
Or could I get something less spicy?
Very natural and polite.
Sometimes learners think fluent English means speaking aggressively or confidently all the time.
But real fluency includes politeness and emotional control.
especially in customer service situations.
Another common issue is when you can't hear the waiter clearly.
Restaurants are noisy places is
Music, conversations, dishes, kitchen sounds, everything happens at once.
so it's completely normal to ask someone to repeat themselves.
You can say, "Sorry, could you say that again?"
Or, sorry, it's a little loud in here.
That sounds natural and friendly,
Another thing native speakers often do is small talk.
especially in cafes or casual restaurants.
The waiter might ask, how's everything?
And you can respond, "Everything's great, thanks."
Or, the food is amazing.
Small conversations like these make your English feel more alive and natural.
Fluency isn't only about grammar.
It's about interaction, emotion, tone, timing, and confidence.
Another useful thing is learning how to ask for recommendations naturally.
Instead of saying, "Tell me best food,"
Try, what would you recommend?
or "What's really popular here?"
Native speakers use these expressions constantly.
Also remember that pauses are normal in conversation.
You don't need to answer instantly like a machine.
Taking a moment to think is completely okay.
One of the biggest confidence killers for English learners is overthinking every sentence.
But conversation is not an exam.
Communication matters more than perfection.
And honestly, people care much more about friendliness than grammar mistakes.
So if you speak with confidence, politeness, and positive energy,
Most people will enjoy talking with you, even if your English isn't perfect yet.
let's ask everyone listening something interesting.
Have you ever received the wrong order at a restaurant?
And were you confident enough to explain the problem in English? All right, now let's talk about sounding more natural and fluent while ordering food.
Because many English learners know grammar, but still sound too textbook like.
Native speakers usually speak more casually in restaurants.
For example, instead of, "I desire a cup of coffee,"
Just say, can I get a coffee?
shorter sentences often sound more natural.
Another example, instead of, I would appreciate additional ketchup packets.
Say, "Could I get some extra ketchup?"
Much smoother, much more conversational.
Another thing fluent speakers do is use contractions.
Like, I'd like, I'll have, we're ready to order.
Contractions make your English sound relaxed and natural.
Without contractions, English can sound robotic or overly formal.
Pronunciation also matters.
Many learners speak too quietly because they fear mistakes.
But speaking softly and nervously can actually make communication harder.
Clear pronunciation and confidence are more important than having a perfect accent.
Also, don't try to imitate movie accents too aggressively.
Some learners suddenly change their voice completely while speaking English.
And it sounds unnatural.
Your goal is clear, confident communication, not acting in a Hollywood movie.
Another important thing is rhythm.
Native speakers connect words smoothly.
For example, "Can I get a burger and fries?"
The sentence flows naturally instead of sounding separated word by word.
Listening practice helps a lot with this.
Watch restaurant scenes in TV shows or YouTube vlogs.
Pay attention to how people actually speak in real situations.
Another useful skill is reacting naturally.
For example, "That sounds good. Perfect. Awesome. Thanks."
Small reactions make conversations feel real and comfortable.
Fluency is not only about long sentences.
Sometimes simple reactions make you sound more natural than advanced vocabulary.
Another thing, eye contact and facial expression matter too.
If you smile while speaking, conversations immediately feel friendlier.
Even if your English is simple,
Also remember that confidence grows slowly.
nobody becomes fluent overnight.
Every small conversation helps build speaking ability.
Every restaurant interaction becomes practice.
Every mistake becomes experience.
So stop waiting to become perfect before speaking English confidently.
Because confidence comes from using the language, not hiding from it.
And honestly, some of the best language learning happens outside classrooms.
Real-life interaction teaches communication naturally.
So next time you visit a restaurant, challenge yourself to speak more English.
Even small effort creates progress.
All right, everyone, quick question.
What's harder for you in restaurants, understanding the waiter?
Or knowing how to respond confidently in English.
Now let's imagine the meal is finished and it's time to pay the bill.
This is another situation where learners sometimes become nervous.
But again, restaurant English follows predictable patterns.
In many restaurants, the waiter may ask, "Would you like anything else?"
And if you're done, you can say, no thanks, we're good.
Or, "That'll be all, thank you."
Very natural.
Then comes one of the most important phrases. "Could we get the bill, please?"
In American English, people often say, "Could we get the check?"
Both are correct depending on the country.
Another casual phrase is, "Can we pay now?"
Very simple and common.
Sometimes restaurants ask, "Cash or card?"
And you can answer card please, or I'll pay cash.
Easy.
Another thing many learners don't know is tipping culture,
In some countries, tipping is expected.
especially in the United States.
So if you travel internationally, learning restaurant culture is important too.
But remember, politeness matters everywhere.
Before leaving, native speakers often thank the staff.
Simple phrases like, thank you, everything was great, we really enjoyed the food.
These small comments create positive interactions.
Another thing fluent speakers do naturally is maintain relaxed conversation energy.
They don't suddenly become silent after ordering.
They react naturally throughout the experience.
That's why practicing restaurant English improves overall conversational fluency.
Because restaurants combine listening, speaking, confidence, pronunciation, quick thinking, social interaction,
It's real-world English.
and honestly, one successful interaction can boost your confidence massively.
Maybe today you feel nervous ordering in English.
But after enough practice, it becomes automatic.
One day you'll walk into a restaurant and speak naturally without even thinking about grammar.
That's the power of consistent practice,
Fluency is built through repeated real experiences.
not through memorizing thousands of isolated vocabulary words.
So instead of fearing mistakes, start collecting experiences.
Because every conversation teaches you something valuable.
And remember this, communication does not require perfection.
If people understand you and you understand them, you are already succeeding.
That mindset changes everything.
Confidence grows faster when you stop obsessing over every tiny mistake.
So next time you go to a restaurant,
Challenge yourself to use more English confidently.
even one natural conversation can improve your speaking ability.
And who knows, maybe restaurants will become your favorite place to practice English.
All right, everyone, before we finish, tell us this.
If you could order any meal in the world right now, what would you choose?
Wow, today's conversation was honestly so practical.
Definitely. Restaurant English is one of the most useful real-life speaking skills anyone can learn.
Because food is universal.
And conversations around food happen everywhere. Restaurants, cafes, airports, hotels, workplaces, and even during travel.
Today we learned how to enter a restaurant confidently,
How to speak naturally with waiters,
how to order food politely,
how to ask questions,
how to handle mistakes calmly.
and how to sound more fluent and relaxed overall.
The biggest lesson is this: simple English spoken confidently sounds better than complicated English spoken nervously.
Absolutely. Fluency is not about using the hardest words.
It's about communicating clearly, naturally, and comfortably.
Also remember that mistakes are normal.
Every fluent English speaker once struggled too.
Confidence comes from practice, not perfection.
So don't wait until your English feels perfect before speaking.
Start now. Practice now. Use real conversations as learning opportunities.
And honestly, restaurants are amazing places for language growth because the conversations repeat naturally.
The more repetition you get, the more automatic your English becomes.
So next time you go out to eat,
Try using at least 3 English phrases from today's episode.
even small practice creates big progress over time.
And if you enjoyed this podcast episode, make sure you support the channel.
Like the video, subscribe, and share it with a friend who wants to improve their English naturally.
And don't forget to comment because we love reading your experiences and questions.
Tell us, what restaurant situation makes you the most nervous in English?
Ordering food, understanding fast speech, or speaking confidently with waiters.
Your comment might help another learner feel less alone.
And remember, language learning should feel exciting, not stressful.
Keep practicing
Keep speaking.
and keep becoming more confident every single day.
Thanks for spending time with us today.
We'll see you again very soon with another real English conversation.
Until then, take care and keep speaking fearlessly.